Hi, my name is Phiri. I'm a partner at Musotujia and I head the disputes space, as well as the arbitration and construction sector of the firm.
Okay, fantastic. So, Ken, you've spent years helping clients resolve disputes. From your experience, what's one of the biggest reasons businesses end up in disputes?
I think one of the biggest reasons why businesses end up in disputes is because there's usually poor communication. In most instances, the parties are eager to close and want to get to finality of the agreement. Sometimes it's obviously economic pressure that comes with it. But then, because of that, too often parties then find themselves rushing to close the deal and don't exactly communicate what the expectations, obligations, and in most instances, what the actual result they want from that business relationship. As such, everything else that's important is sort of pushed to the back seat, and closing the deal is most important. That is where the problem is.
Okay, interesting. Is there one practical thing businesses could do today to reduce that risk?
I think one of the most important things is clear drafting skills. So, if a document doesn't speak to the intentions of the parties, it's bound to fail. So, it's important that in every transaction that anybody is working on, there is clarity in every rule, in every obligation, and in every right that a party has. So clarity is most important when drafting documents. Then that helps reduce all the risks that then would come out of any possible dispute or obligation, as it would be.
Okay, thank you. A lot of people think they only need a lawyer once there's already a problem. Is that actually the best approach?
That's the worst thing that anybody can do. I know everybody thinks that lawyers are simply expensive and are not necessary before a dispute starts. But then remember that everything that you're trying to do is avoid getting to a dispute in the first place. So a lawyer is not just there to sort out the problems, but also in most instances tries to avoid the problems that would be there from the get-go. So the lawyer would sit down, look at the possible problems that you're bound to encounter, whether in the economic space or the obligation space. So it's very important to involve a lawyer from the beginning, because then at that particular point, it's easy for him to point out, or him or her to point out, the possible issues that you would face in future.
Okay, fantastic. And finally, if you could leave business owners with one piece of advice, even non-legal, to help them avoid litigation, what would it be?
I think it's really just about communication, right? So address issues early. Most instances, the default setting for any particular individual is to try and avoid conflict, right? But sometimes it's easy to deal with the issues if from the get-go you put all your cards on the table and everybody understands where the weaknesses are and possibly what it is that each party can do to try and deal with those issues that are on the table. This is also important when you're dealing obviously with transactions, when you're dealing with people, when you're dealing with claims and all of that related, save for when you're doing it strategically, of course, that you can hold back on.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, Ken.
You're welcome.